AI isn't magic, it's a highly organized system of interconnected layers. Every modern AI product, from a chatbot to an enterprise copilot, is built on the same stack. Today we're zooming all the way out to look at the ultimate blueprint, the 6 layers that turn raw electricity and messy data into something that answers like a person. By the end you'll be able to look at any AI system and name every floor, and know exactly where the cost, the risk, and the magic each live. Let's draw it. Here's the shift that makes all of this matter. Traditional software is built on hard-coded rules. A human writes every if this then that. It's deterministic. The same input always gives the same output, and it only does what you told it. AI flips that. Instead of writing the rules, you show the system thousands of examples and it learns the rules itself, patterns, probabilities, prediction. It's probabilistic, and it generalizes to situations you never explicitly coded. Andrej Karpathy, the former AI director at Tesla, calls this software 2.0. You stop writing the logic and start curating the data that grows it. Every layer we're about to build exists to support that one idea. At the very bottom of the stack is the hardware, the engine room. AI requires enormous computational power, and it gets it from specialized chips called GPUs. The key idea: a GPU does thousands of calculations at the same time, in parallel, instead of one after another. That parallelism is exactly what the math inside AI needs. This is the floor everything else stands on: no compute, no AI. And the first real business decision lies here. Do you rent this power in the cloud, where you scale instantly and pay per use, or run it on-premise and at the edge, to keep your data in-house and your latency low? And AI is only as smart as the data it's fed, so the next layer up is the fuel. It takes raw enterprise data, the messy reality of PDFs, emails, spreadsheets, support tickets, and ingests, cleans, and structures it. The crucial move: that data gets turned into vectors. A vector is a list of numbers that captures the meaning of a piece of text, so ideas that mean similar things end up close together. Those vectors live in a vector database, and here's the way to picture it. It's a library where books are shelved by meaning, not by title. Ask a question, and it instantly hands you the most relevant pages. That capability is what makes the next 3 layers possible. Now the brain drops into place. This is the foundation model, the core large language model, or LLM. It's been pre-trained on a huge slice of the internet, so out of the box it already understands language, logic, and context. Think of it as a general-purpose reasoning engine. The decision here is build versus buy. You rent a frontier model through an API, GPT, Claude, Gemini, or self-host an open model like Llama for more control and privacy. But notice the gap: this brain is brilliant in general, and completely ignorant of your company. It has never seen your contracts, your products, or last week's policy change. Fixing that is the next layer. Out of the box, the AI knows nothing about your specific business. The framework that fixes this is RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, the most important pattern in enterprise AI right now. The mechanism: without jargon, when a user asks a question, RAG first retrieves the most relevant pages from your private vector database, the one we built 2 layers down, and hands them to the model with the question. The model then answers using your documents, not just its general training. The payoff: the AI becomes an expert in your company, its answers are current and can be cited to the source, and you never had to retrain the model. We connect the brain to a locked filing cabinet labeled company data, and only open it at the moment of the question. Modern AI doesn't just answer questions, it takes action. That's this layer, orchestration and agents. Orchestration gives the model a set of tools it's allowed to use: your calendar, your CRM, your email, your internal apps, and the logic to decide when to use each. An agent goes further. You give it a goal, and it plans the steps, calls the tools, checks whether the result worked, and loops until the job is done. This is the leap everyone's talking about, from a chatbot that talks to a digital coworker that executes a real, multi-step workflow. Andrew Ng calls these agentic design patterns. But the more power you give the system to act, the more important it becomes to control what it's allowed to do. Enterprise AI requires strict governance, and that's this layer, the guardrails. Picture a transparent force field wrapped around the whole system, checking everything on the way in and out. On the way in, input filters block malicious prompts, that's prompt injection, tricking the model into ignoring its rules, and strip out sensitive data, your PII, before it reaches the model. On the way out, output filters catch hallucinations, where the AI confidently makes something up, and stop confidential data leaking to the wrong user. OWASP even publishes a top 10 list of these AI risks. The mindset shift: trust in an AI system isn't a feeling, it's engineered, layer by layer. And grounding the model in your own data with RAG is itself one of the strongest guardrails. And finally, the top floor, the interface. This is the only layer your users ever actually touch: a simple chat box, a search bar, a button inside an app they already use. Everything we've built, the GPUs in the engine room, the vector database, the model, RAG, the agents, the guardrails, all of it is compressed and hidden neatly beneath this one clean surface. And that's the point: the better the interface, the more invisible the machinery becomes. A great AI product feels effortless precisely because 6 complicated layers are doing the work where you can't see them. The stack is complete. So there it is, your modern enterprise AI blueprint. 6 layers: infrastructure for compute, the data foundation for fuel, the foundation model for reasoning, RAG to connect it to your knowledge, orchestration and agents to take action, and guardrails to keep it safe, all hidden behind the simple interface. You can now look at any AI product and name every floor, and say where the cost, the risk, and the magic each live. But a blueprint is only as good as what flows through it. The AI is only as smart as its data, so how does that data actually get cleaned, structured, and processed into fuel? That's exactly where we go next time, when we dive deep into the second layer, data pipelines, the fuel for the engine. I'll see you in episode 2.